Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. Today on Collection of Lessons, I want to talk about the business. And so this is part of my Collection of Lessons series. Anything I say on this channel is not anything advice, and let's get into it. So, this is going to be the business deal we're going to talk about. And it's going to be great because I want to have a little fun, a little role-playing, and see if you can guess by the end of the video what the business actually is. So, let's get started. So what we need to do for this business, right, is we need to raise some money. So we're going to raise some money. How do we raise money? Well, let's say 12 people, right? And these 12 people, we're going to say that every month, right, they're going to pay $100. It's a spicy one, eh? $100 a month, right? We're going to get these 12 people to pay $100 a month. What are we going to do with that? Well, we're going to, let's reward them. Let's give, the money back. So there's 12 people, so that's 1,200. Let's give it back to one person. Who that person is, we're gonna just draw them out of a bucket, right? There's a little ticket, right? We'll give them a ticket, and we'll just draw it out of a hat in that person. And then if you win, you can't win, again, or you might have to pay a little bit more next month or whatever, right? So this person gets 1,200. Great. What do they spend it on? Whatever they want, whatever we say, we'll say whatever we say, right? And then you got to show off, what this one person has to basically prove what they spent it on, right? They got to share with the group, right? So what do you think this business is called? Well, some people, they have a bunch of people. They call it, like, they get a bunch of people together. They have fun. They either drink, whatever. Some people call it like a splurge group, right? And I've never been to a splurge group. A splurge group basically is when a bunch of people, sometimes it's women, or I've never heard of a man splurge group. But that's just me. They all have fun. They have whatever. They go to a club. They go whatever, drinking. I don't know what happens there, but that's usually what they call it. So yeah, it's great. Everyone just puts in the money, and then you think, well, if I just save this $100 and just paid it out to myself, like, why wouldn't I do that? I don't know. Why wouldn't you? Another situation that this happens is actually called insurance. So what insurance looks like? Well, either the place that you're working, or if you're on a personal plan, you pay a monthly fee, and this monthly fee gets you insurance. And what happens? Well, you put all your money in, and if you don't use the insurance, it goes to somebody else that needs it, because it could be, crash their car insurance. It could be house insurance. Somebody's house burned down. Well, your house didn't burn down, but guess what? Your money that you put in is going to somebody else's house. But it's there if you need it. Other things could be like health insurance, which is where you put money in, or your workplace pays for your health insurance. And what do? You get the money to that person. That person has to justify where they spent it at Cairo or whatever, right? You have to make sure that you're using it in the right places, because if you don't, then they're just going to take your, payout there, or they try and gyp you or whatever, right? Well, what do insurance companies do? Well, they, of course, invest, right? I invest the money, right? Some insurance companies invest the money. What do they do with the profits? Well, they, pay the employees, right? From that, that's basically how they pay their employees. From insurance, is they invest it, which is risky because it's in the market. And then what happens if you invest it and it goes down, and then, you don't have the money, so now you're insolvent, right? What happens when you're insolvent? Well, try and make it more, or you up your fees to pay for the insurance that you can't really afford, and then everyone's complaining because you can't up the fees, but you have to because you're insolvent. You got employees, you got to pay. It's just a horrible cycle. It's actually a horrible business if you think of it, right? Because then if you're insolvent and you got to pay someone, but you don't have the money, but you promise them that you'll pay them over the course of 2-3 years, kind of like someone on disability or whichever, because you can't afford it up front because you don't have the money. That's actually called a Ponzi. if you think of it like that, right? If you don't have the money, but you have people investing in your business, are all insurance places Ponzi? I don't know. You can spell insurance. I don't even... Kind of looks like it, doesn't it? It's kind of a horrible idea if you think of it, right? Who's in control of the bunch of money that has to get paid out here? You know, in these groups or in these insurances, or, you know, how do they run it? How do they run it legit? Maybe this isn't a good business. So that's all I want to share with this video, is what insurance actually is. It's basically like a splurge group where you put money in and you have to be told where to put it. And if you don't put it in the right place, if it's not going to your house that you pay house insurance on, right, then you have to justify that, or whichever, to these insurance companies. And if you just look at an insurance company differently, it's actually basically like a big Ponzi, if you think of it like that, right? So, wanted to have some fun. It's called The Business. There's going to be a few more The Businesses if I have anything to say about it. Which basically, it sounds funny when you think of businesses as a different model. You know, it's not, you know, we think of insurance as normal, but really it's just a big Ponzi. And, you know, it's basically just a bunch of money, a bunch of people putting money in, and hopefully that their bank account balances, because if it doesn't, then they turn insolvent, right? And then you know the story from there. So, wanted to have fun with this. That's The Business, and this is the first one. So, thanks, and talk soon.